Delivery 1, Ryan here. So, in the middle of working, waiting for the next order, I wanted to just, quick as possible, as quick as I can, talk about 5 tips for beginner Postmates drivers, or in other words, for those people who have yet to start driving for Postmates, or for those who have just barely started, whether you've been doing it for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or even if you've been doing it for a little longer than that, but you still consider yourself fairly new at it. These tips will be for you. Obviously, I feel like they may seem like common sense kind of things, but I found for me, back when I first started back in 2018, I really had no idea how to start, really, or I guess, no, more accurately, I didn't know what to expect. I had to learn the hard way. Made mistakes, learned from my mistakes, and but ultimately, I eventually came up with kind of a list, and some of them, I got from other Postmates drivers. Some of them I just, I just kind of I came up with on the spot. But like I said, they're pretty much common sense type things. If you really think about them. So, it's just 5. And they're not really in any particular order, except for maybe the last 2. But so I'm going to start with number 5. Number 5, have a car charger, a charger for your phone charger. And then get a decent one. You don't have to buy the most expensive one out there. When I started with a real cheap one that I got from Dollar Tree for $1. Of course, eventually it crapped out on me, it stopped working, and I got another one for $8. And it's been holding up ever since. In fact, I should actually buy a couple more so I can have as backups too, which I recommend as well. Get a charger, a car charger for your phone. Make sure your phone is fully charged, or at least, has a good amount of battery life left. Just make sure, because you never know. So, of course, that one seems like a common sense thing when doing a job like this. But hey, it's important nonetheless. So, number 5, have a car charger. You must have one. Oh yeah, and a mount like this too. I'm including this as number 5 as well. Car charger and a mount like this, phone mount, because you don't want to have to hold your phone and drive at the same time. Unless you're good at doing that. But still, I don't recommend it. Something like this. I got it. Honestly, when I first started, I got a much cheaper version of this, and it didn't last. It broke after a couple of weeks, but this one I paid about $27 or $28. Came out to 29 something with tax. So yeah, about round up to $30. $30 for a decent phone mount. And also too, it came with, I believe, a 1-year warranty, factory warranty. I don't know. I first got it a while ago, so yes. But yeah, car charger, phone mount, a sturdy one. Don't cheap out on either of them. Unless you really have no choice. But yeah. So yeah, those are important. So number 4, snacks, and as many snacks as you can bring with you. or even pack a lunch if you can. I mean, especially if you plan on. I mean, because that's the thing with this kind of job. You're gonna be waiting a lot, just waiting and waiting. Especially if there's a lot of other drivers that are also available around the same time as you are. Yeah, snacks. That's again, honestly, another thing. Which would seem like a common sense thing, but honestly, when I first started, there were times when I was just in a hurry to get out there and start making money, and I ended up being out there longer than I expected. Ended up getting hungry and damn near starving myself. So yeah, ever since then, well, I make sure to either eat before heading out, or bring a lunch with me, or bring some snacks with me. So yeah, I know that seems, again, another thing seems like a common sense thing, but yeah, it's important. Some people forget. I forgot when I first started, so that's number 4. Yeah. All right. And oh wait, 5 is 5, phone charger, car mount, phone mount. 4, snacks. 3, water. You gotta stay hydrated. Obviously, I know not everybody. There's some people that say, "Ew, I don't like water." But regardless, you gotta stay hydrated, or the beverage of your choice, whatever you feel helps keep you hydrated. Gatorade, Powerade, I don't know, tea, or whatever the kids drink nowadays. It's either way, you gotta stay hydrated. And I know another thing that seems like a common sense thing, but it's, again, I learned the hard way. So back when I first started. So yeah, that's number 3. Stay hydrated it's important, because the human body can last a pretty long time without food, but I believe human body can only survive something like, I want to say, 3 or 4 days without water. Maybe a week max. I don't know. But it's important. So number 2 is, when you start driving for Postmates, choose an area of your city, or where you live, or even if you choose to commute to like another city to do Postmates. Either way, choose an area that you're familiar with. Make sure, just make sure you're familiar with it. And if you're not familiar with it, then get familiar with that area. Before you actually start making deliveries. Maybe even if you have to, spend a day or something, even if it's a day or 2 days or a couple days driving around the area you live in, and just, scoping things out, checking out where all the restaurants are, not just the fast food places, but, the actual big, well-known, sit-down restaurants, fancy restaurants, and, and also, take notice of, how many people are eating there at any one time, just, like I said, just, make yourself familiar with it. Familiarize yourself with your area if you're not already familiarized with it. Again, I know this one, I feel like another one of those things seems like a common sense thing. Maybe not for all people, but for some people. But yeah, especially if you're not used to doing a lot of driving, which, another thing, for me, back when I first started, I wasn't used to doing a lot of driving. In fact, I pretty much hated driving in general. And so, yeah, when I first started out, there was a lot of areas of my city I ended up delivering in, and that I just, I didn't like. I mean, not for any particular reason, just because I wasn't familiar with the different areas, and even though I had GPS and whatnot, it still when I was starting out, it still seemed kind of scary, yeah, just kind of scary or weird. So that's important, familiarize yourself with your area, and if you're not familiar with your area, familiarize yourself with your area, whatever area you choose to deliver in. So, yeah, that's number 2. Number 1, above all else, be positive. Have a positive mindset, positive outlook. If you already consider yourself a positive person, that's great. And obviously I know for a lot of people, being positive doesn't really come easy, for many different reasons. I mean, I'm not going to go into all the different possible reasons, but yeah, we all have our own stuff to deal with. But positivity helps in many aspects of life. I mean, I've always believed that, and I've had a lot of my own personal experiences, not just with doing this job, but doing other jobs in the past, and even just not just with interacting with other people. It helps to have some kind of positive outlook. Negativity never really helps things. Being negative can actually make things worse. It does make things worse. There's plenty of examples. I'm not going to bother going into details with that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure most people get what you get what I'm trying to say. The negativity doesn't help anything. It just doesn't. So, number 1, above all else, and this applies to other aspects of life too. But for the sake of this, for Postmates, be positive when you're delivering. Also too, because of the fact that doing this job or any other job like this, you're not going to make $1 million overnight, unless like a customer tips you $1 million, which I've yet to hear of. But yeah, that's the reality of it. You're not going to make that much. I mean, you are going to make some money doing this. But whether or not, how much you make, obviously, that all depends on how much the customers tip you. So, I have another video in which I talk about that a little more. Of course, I'll provide a link to it. But yeah, positivity. You got to be positive. Otherwise, can't just wallow in negativity for the rest of your life. It's doesn't help. It really doesn't help. So, so that's it. Those are my 5 tips for Postmates drivers, beginner Postmates drivers. Whether you've yet to start or if you're just kind of mildly interested in doing this, or even if you've if you've only been doing it for a couple of weeks, couple of months, or whatever, yeah, those are my 5 tips for beginner Postmates drivers. I guess I'll recap. Number 5 is have a car charger, and a phone mount, something like this. Make sure they're decent quality at least. Yeah, because you're gonna need them. Trust me. That's number 5. Number 4, snacks. Bring a lot of snacks. Pack a lunch if you have to, because you don't want to get hungry, and if you're hungry, that is going to affect your mood. And yeah, it's just bring snacks, lots of snacks. Number 3, stay hydrated. Water is necessary. If you don't like water, flavored water or whatever you feel keeps you hydrated, that's a given. Obviously, of course, don't go overboard with the hydration, because you'll end up having to go to the bathroom a lot. But so that's number 3. Number 2, familiarize yourself with your area if you're not already familiar with your area, with the area you plan on delivering in. That is definitely important. And of course, number 1, above all else, be positive. Have a positive mindset, positive outlook. Yeah, so that's it. Those are my 5 tips for beginner Postmates drivers. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, the next time, if we're going to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.